When we were kids, we used to say, when I grow up, I want to be rich, like Richie Rich or Scrooge McDuck. Have you heard that or said that too? Movies, TV shows, Instagram, and Facebook show us glamorous lifestyles, but how do you actually get rich? Welcome to Paths to Fortunes, the podcast where we explore the many ways to build real wealth, and where we teach the next generation how to grow theirs too. Today's episode is for anyone, ages 14 to 114, well, anyone who likes money and wants more of it. The title is called Paths to Fortune, plural, with an S, because there isn't just one path to building wealth that's right for everyone. Some people love stability in their life. Others thrive on flexibility. The right income path fits your personality and your goals. Today, I'll talk about 7 paths to building real wealth. And in future episodes, we'll go deeper into the paths and personality types. Being wealthy usually starts with one of the 7 sources of income that I'll talk about today, and being disciplined with it, of course. Once the money comes in, the next step is learning how to save it, invest it, and use it to make the world better. Path number 1 of the 7 most common paths to fortunes is to get a good job and live on less than you make. It's a simple idea. Get a job that pays you more money than you spend every month and save the savings. But it's not easy. Why? Because we're tempted to spend all of it and enjoy it now instead of saving it for something we'll enjoy more later. When you look for jobs, the most common type of job you'll find is working as an employee for someone else's company. This is where you trade your time and skills for money, working for a company or the government. Many people like earning employee income because they know how much money they will make in their next paycheck. And the company pays the business expenses and the company sends in the taxes on the income as it's earned. You could get an employee job as a doctor, a nurse, or a teacher, a lawyer, a financial advisor, a software developer, a manager, some kind of engineer. You can serve in the military. You could work for someone in politics. Whatever your job title is, the way to get wealthy as an employee is to spend less than you earn, avoid unnecessary debt, avoid living an expensive lifestyle, and follow a budget. If you don't need something and it's not in the budget, don't buy it. It sounds so easy, but I know it's not. If attending a destination wedding doesn't fit in your travel budget, don't go. If you've already spent your restaurant budget for the week and it's Wednesday, saying to yourself, I have food at home, I don't need to go out, it's hard because you want to go out. You want to eat good food. And that's where the discipline comes in. And that's why many people fail to save money. What you say yes to and what you say no to with your money affects the amount that you can save and invest, and therefore how quickly you can grow your wealth and how quickly you can have financial freedom. Another type of income for anyone at any age is self-employed income. This is path number 2 that we will discuss today. This is where you earn money from skills or services that you provide to a customer. With these types of jobs, people are hiring you to be a professional problem solver for a problem they have. You get to figure out how to help people get what they want. They will hire you if they like you, and if they feel they can trust you, and if they believe that you can solve their problem better than anyone else can. Bonus points if you can also make something about their life easier. Examples of these services are taking care of their kids, taking care of their dogs, cutting their grass, taking their photos, designing their websites, tutoring their kids, cleaning their house, painting their house, being their real estate agent, or doing their bookkeeping. The upside is that you get to work when you want to. You have a flexible schedule. The better you get at customer service, the more people will hire you. Therefore, you have control over how much you make. The downside is that if you don't know any particular customers who need your services one week, you don't get paid that week. And this can be very stressful for some people. They want a weekly paycheck to be able to depend on money coming in. This is why it's important to know yourself. What makes you feel safe and what makes you feel stressed? If you're thinking about a new career, ask yourself these questions. Are you okay with inconsistent income if the reward outweighs the risk? Are you disciplined enough to be your own boss and consistently find your own customers? Do you like working inside or outside? Do you want to go to work in the morning, afternoon, or evening? What is the minimum amount of income that you have to survive? Do you like taking classes? Do you prefer to work alone or in a busy environment with lots of people around? For long-term happiness in a job, to avoid burnout, you have to know yourself and choose a job that fits with who you are and what you need. The next type of income we'll discuss today is active business owner income. This is where you start a business, you find customers, and you hire people to work for you that will do a good job for your customers. The customers pay the business pays its employees and business expenses, and if there's money left over, the owners pay taxes on the profit and keeps the rest. Some examples of this are a car wash, construction companies, remodeling companies, fast food restaurants, gyms, pool service companies, just to name a few. This is often a very stressful way to earn a profit. So earlier I said if there's money left over. That means sometimes there's not. If your business doesn't bring in enough money to pay its expenses, it can be very stressful. It's stressful because if you're a business owner, you have employees that are depending on you to pay their paycheck. You have to earn enough gross income to pay your business's expenses, all of your workers, and your taxes, and have enough for net income for you to pay your lifestyle expense, save for your retirement, and give money to charities that you care about. If you know that you're not good with controlling spending or constantly looking for new clients or dealing with people problems, then you either need to get good immediately at all three things or don't be a business owner. The stress isn't worth it. Go be an employee doing a job that you enjoy at a company that you like being part of instead. You don't have to own the business to have a successful career and build wealth. If you're listening to this and you're a parent who's hoping to leave your company to your kid one day, don't do it until you know that your kid can handle all three things. It's just not the right thing to do to their future family, to put them in a position where they will fail. So what's the upside to being a business owner? Well, you have control over the name and image of the company and the future success of the company. You have control over how much the business can make, and there's no ceiling to that. If the plan works and everything goes right, you could make a lot of money, but you could also lose a lot of money and relationships too. So think of it about that very carefully. A less stressful way to earn income is path to fortune's number 4, passive income, through owning part of a business or a property that someone else manages. You can put your money into a company and someone else manages it. You earn pieces of the profits from that company or property. Here are some examples. Owning stocks that pay quarterly dividends, owning part of a real estate syndicate, buying royalty interest in an oil company, buying part of a Delaware statutory trust, buying into a qualified opportunity fund that someone else manages. What are the downsides? Well, someone else is making the decisions for the company, and they might make bad decisions. Path number 5 out of 7 is a potentially fun way to earn money. Selling assets for profit. An asset is something that you own that has value. And people at every age own things that they could sell for a higher price than they paid for them. People can buy stocks at a low price and sell them when the stock price goes up. People can buy houses and land and warehouses and sell them for a higher price. As a teenager or 20-something, you can buy and resell things like baseball cards, tennis shoes, purses, antiques that you find at thrift stores, and cars. Some people even buy and sell businesses. I like buying and selling houses and apartment buildings. Whatever the product is that you're thinking about selling, there's a potential to make good money. But you could lose money too if you can't find a buyer or the thing that you bought unexpectedly goes down in value after you buy it. You need to be good at research and math and talking to people. You need to get good at buying appreciating assets that are easy to sell. Another way people earn income is by lending money. This is called interest income. People earn interest from investing in bonds, certificates of deposit, and savings accounts. If you lend money to people, person to person, there are laws in place about loaning money to someone. So you need to make sure you follow the laws. Don't get in trouble. And check out peer-to-peer lending platforms if this is something you're interested in. Path number 7 on my top 7 paths to fortunes is my favorite path, rental income. This is when you buy something and then people pay you to use the thing that you own. You could buy a house and rent out the bedrooms that you aren't using, or you could rent the whole house, or an office building, or storage units. People pay you rental income to use space that you own. You can rent out your car when you aren't using it using the Turo app. If you buy a house with a pool, you can rent out your pool for people to use on an app called Swimply. You can buy a camper and rent out your camper on RV Share or Outdoorsy. The pro to this type of income is that you are making money with something that you want to own anyway. The downside, the con, is that you're required to maintain the thing. You have to have insurance to cover bad situations. For example, if someone rents your car from you and they wreck it, what happens? If someone rents a room from you in your house and they put holes in the walls and spill coffee on the carpet, who fixes the damage? What if someone gets hurt in the pool? And cities usually have laws about renting things. So find out what you can and can't do in the city or neighborhood that you're in, and find out where you can rent things. After checking with your city's laws, then check with your insurance company before proceeding. And that's it. Those are my favorite 7 ways to become wealthy. And you don't have to pick just one. In fact, I hope you try a few. Here's an action step that you could take this week, and it would get you one step closer to Financial Freedom Day. Research just one of the things that I talked about today. See if it would help you. For any type of income, make a plan for how much you will save, invest, live on, give, and have fun with. Money is a tool. It's a tool that you can use to build a great life and be a blessing to others. No matter your age or your background, the secret to success is to keep learning how to use tools and improve relationships, of course. Financial literacy isn't built overnight. Financial success isn't built overnight. It's built in everyday conversations, small decisions, and consistent actions. Every conversation, book, podcast makes a difference because each one can show you a step on the path that becomes your financial journey. I encourage you to talk about money with your family, whether it's in the car or at the dinner table, and show them the pathstofortunes.com newsletter, and talk about money decisions with your advisors and mentors before you make them. I'm grateful that I get to be one of the people that talks about different aspects of money with you. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope this episode gave you some things to think about and talk about that will ultimately give you clarity on where you're going and how you'll get there. If this was helpful, hit subscribe so that you get more episodes. I'm Heidi Fore. I'm a real estate investor, a business coach, and a financial coach. Thanks for letting me walk beside you on your paths to fortunes. Now here's the legal disclaimer. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this episode should be considered financial, legal, or tax advice. Investing involves risks, and there are no guaranteed returns. You could lose money. Always consult a licensed attorney, CPA, real estate professional, and financial advisor before making investment decisions. The information shared is for general education only and is not personalized investment advice. The examples used in this podcast do not guarantee future income. I do hope you found this episode informative and interesting. See you next time on Paths to Fortunes.